All right. We are on no nonsense now. Don't have to introduce it. We're so used to this now. We're ready to go. We are on Unit 12, Lesson number 2, Arithmetic Sequences. Hey, our lesson a couple days ago was on just introducing sequencing with our arithmetic and geometric, and today we're going to specifically focus on arithmetic sequencing, which was adding and subtracting the same number to find your next term. We'll meet today's success criteria if you can independently solve the next and the 10th terms in an arithmetic sequence. And we're going to look at the next term. So if we get terms 1, 2, and 3, we're going to look for the fourth term, and then we're going to try to figure out what is the 10th term. Hey, y equals mx plus b. Let's get going. This is something that we've seen many, many times. Y equals mx plus b. M is our slope. X is a term, variable, and b is our y-intercept. However, with our sequencing, this x is going to be your term number. So if I'm looking for term 10, like we said in the intro here, that x is going to become a 10. This b is your term 0. So when I have term 0, that's going to replace my x. Anything times 0 is 0, plus whatever my term 0 is will give me my answer. Okay? And this is our rule. Our rule is adding and subtracting arithmetic. That's our rule. Okay, so we're going to try that here. Let's check it out. First up, we have an arithmetic sequence. 9, 12, 15. This is term 0. This is term 1. This is term 2, and so on and so forth. Okay? We want to find what is our next term. Okay? We got to figure out what is our rule. That's the first thing we need to figure out here. What is our rule? Okay? 9 to 12, how do I get there? 12 to 15, how do I get there? 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. So my rule is plus 3. Okay? Recursion, that's using the previous term to obtain the new term. Okay? We have y equals mx plus b. Okay? F of x is just another name for y. If you recall from our previous units, f of x just equals y. So we don't have to worry about f of x being something funky. We just have it as f of x equals y. Okay, remember, f of x just equals y. So f of x equals, we want to say our rule. Remember, we said up at the top that m, usually which is our slope, is the rule, adding and subtracting. What's our rule? Well, our rule is 3, okay, plus 3. What term are we going to be looking for eventually? We'll figure that out. We want to replace that with the x. And what was our term 0? If we look back up at the top, our term 0 was positive 9. So our rule ends up being 3x plus 9. Okay? So if I put my x and my y here, if we say our x term 0 was 9, we said our term 1 is 12, our term 2 is 15. We need to go through and kind of just fill this all in. Okay? If I wanted to, I could keep going. Term 3, if I plug that in here, 3 times 3 plus 9 equals 9 plus 9, which equals 18. So my term 3 should equal 18. If you look, we want f of 8. Okay, so let's keep going down here. We want to say 8. Okay, that's term 8. When x is 8, what is y? So let's plug it in. 3 times, instead of x, we're going to use 8 with substitution, plus 9. 3 times 8 is 24. 24 plus 9 is 33. So x of 8 is 33. That's it. That's all you want to do. Well, let's try f of 13. So instead of 3 times x, it's 3 times 13 plus 9. And we're going to say that equals 48. So f of 13 is 48. You can use our calculator to plug that in there. What if we wanted to find f of 100? Okay, we can just plug in, instead of x, 100. 3 times 100 plus 9. Well, 3 times 100 is 300. 300 plus 9 is 309. So f of 100 is 309. We can figure out any term. This is term 8. This is term 13. This is term 100. If I put any number in there, that's the term that I want to look for. Okay, let's show the term 0, 1, just because we didn't really see the visual. So I want f of 0, 3 times 0 plus 9. 3 times 0 is 0 plus 9 equals 9. So when x is 0, y is 9, term 0 is 9. Okay, not too difficult. I know you can do that. Okay, let's try another one. Term 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, x and y. We have term 0 as 50, term 1 as 44, term 2 as 38, term 3 is 32. And remember, with our xy tables, we can see what is our change. Well, when we go plus 1, we lose how many? Well, what's 50 minus 44? That's minus 6. So our rule is minus 6, which in our case of y equals mx plus b, when we said our change in y over x equals negative 6 over 1, which equals negative 6. It's the same as your slope. M equals negative 6. Let's replace it. F of x is y, stays the same. M is now negative 6x plus, what was our term 0? Term 0 is 50. That's our b, our y-intercept. Since we subtracted 6 as our rule, that is arithmetic. And let's find f of 8. Let's plug it in. Negative 6 times 8 plus 50. When we do negative 6 times 8, we get negative 48 plus 50, which equals positive 2. Okay, so when we have x of 8, we should have 2. F of 12, negative 6 times 12 plus 50. That's negative 72 plus 50, which equals negative 22. F of 12 is negative 22. Then let's find f of negative 100. Okay, so the negative 100th term, which is a little weird. Okay, negative 6 times negative 100 plus 50, which is 600 plus 50. So when we have x as negative 100, our y is positive 650. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You're just plugging in your term into your equation. It's just a linear equation, y equals mx plus b. Substituting in your x, finding your y, using your input to get an output. Okay, last one on this page. Okay, what is my change? Well, let's put it in there. Term 0, 1, 2, 3. Term 0 is negative 2. This is your x and your y. Term 1 is 3. Term 2 is 8. Term 3 is 13. Okay. What's my change? Well, I got plus 1 for my x, y over x. So I get 1. From negative 2 to 3 is positive 5. And check here. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. So my rule is plus 5, which is your m. Y equals 5. X, what was my term? 0, not a plus. 5x, my term 0 was negative 2. Okay. So my eighth term, it's f of 8, what the eighth is. Then I plug it in, 5 times 8 minus 2, which is 40 minus 2. F of 8 should equal 38. 30th term, f of 30. 5 times 30 minus 2. 5 times 30 is 150 minus 2. 150 minus 2 is 148. Last one, f of 100. 100 to find the 100th term. 5 times 100 minus 2. 500 minus 2. F of 100 should equal 498. Okay. Not too hard. We're just substituting in. It becomes pretty simple once you understand y equals mx plus b. That's why we teach it so much to drill it into your brain. Get that down so that we can make sure that we understand these later concepts. I can independently determine terms given a sequence using y equals mx plus b. This would be a great time to pause the video. Okay, you go through and see if you can figure this out before I fill it in. Okay? Yes, I'm going to keep going, but pause the video, take some time, see if you can do this on your own. Okay. I can independently determine terms given a sequence using y equals mx plus b. Term 0, term 1, term 2, term 3. That's your x, that's your y table. Term 0 is negative 33. Term 1 is negative 37. Term 2 is negative 41. Term 3 is negative 45. My change in y over my change in x, change in y is minus 4. My change in x is plus 1. So my rule is minus 4. That is my m. F of x equals mx. And then my term 0 minus 33. We want to use our eighth term. Negative 4 times 8 minus 33. Negative 4 times 8 is negative 32 minus 33. Negative 32 minus 33 is negative 65. So term 8 is negative 65. 30th term, negative 4 times 30 minus 33. That equals negative 120. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12 plus the 0 minus 33. So our 30th term should be negative 153. And then our 100th term, negative 4 times 100 minus 33. Negative 400 minus 33. Negative 400 minus 33 is negative 433. That is my 100th term. All right, pay attention on this one. Something I didn't mention at the beginning, but was on your paper the whole time. Let me scroll back up here. If you look where it says for f of x equals 0, 1, 2, dot, 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 that means you start at term 0. That's the first number here, 0. Then term 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. If you look at our problem here, this says for f of x equals 1, 2, and 3. And so that 0 is missing. That means we don't have term 0. We have to find term 0. Okay, so this is term 1. This is term 2. This is term 3. We don't know 0 yet. We know 1, 2, and 3. Term 1 is 12. Term 2 is 15. Term 3 is 18. So we still find our rule. We're gaining 3 from there. We're gaining 3 on that one. Plus 1, plus 1. So our rule is plus 3. So what's the opposite of plus 3? I want to go back this way. If I went plus to go this way, I have to go subtraction to go this way. So what's 12 minus 3, which is 9. So our term 0 is 9. So instead of writing 12 at the end of our equation here, let's write 9 for term 0. Our rule, 3x plus term 0, which is 9. Again, that's because this says for f of x, or for x equals 1, 2, and 3. Without that 0 there, that starts at term 1. So let's check our eighth term, f of 8. Okay. F of 8 is 3 times 8 plus 9. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 9, which equals 33. So f of 8 equals 33. And then our last one, f of 30 plus 9, which is 90. plus 9. 90 plus 9 is 99. Good job. You guessed it. So term 30 would be 99.